What's up, you all? As requested, Mr. Dimash, the vocal magician, slanging every register. Let's get right on into it. This will be interesting right here. Look at that stage too. Oh. Okay. That's very eerie. I mean, the brother said, "Tremble before me." You puny humans. That's very low. Who was that? Wow. Wow. All well supported. These low notes, this A2 and the other notes that weren't in vocal fry, of course, all well supported, crystal clear, solid notes. That is how I know you go. That's great. That's my favorite note of his thus far. It was just fantastic, and it carried. You know how like a powerful belt has a ring to it. When everything is just right, the placement is just right in the throat and the mask, and there's a ring. That low note had a sort of ring to it that was just eerie. Wow, powerful. Не смогли мы с тобой два беглеца, исчезает до утра. You better sing with that Middle Eastern type runs and chord changes. And I love that. I love that. Yes. That's up. Come on with the run too. His tone completely changed when he hit the C5. It's like as soon as he goes into the fifth octave, his tone completely shifted. That is crazy and interesting. I mean, crazy immediately. I mean, the technique, the mix is brilliant, and the breath support, the amount of time he sustained, that was crazy. I mean, full out belts. I mean, and still, no matter what note he is, that wide open throat. I mean, crystal clear, supported, but not straining, not struggled. It just no strain at all. No over pushing at all. Just, I mean, phenomenal. Throat wide open. The resonance is crazy. The power is crazy. That bright open sound is there. I mean, unbelievable. The vibrato is consistent throughout. Still that wide open throat, that bright sound is still there. It just, no matter what, completely consistent with that vibrato, and the throat stays open. No struggle, no strain. Even though he's just way up there. Like, most women can't hit these notes at this point. I mean, it's ridiculous. Sustain. And look at his hand shaking. I mean, I like, vocal coaches have the ones I've watched have said that some people at times it's okay to put the strain in other areas as long as it's not in your throat. So like Mariah Carey, for example, she'll be flapping her hands and everything like that, you know, to hit the note. The tension is everywhere else, but as long as it's not, you know, in the neck, in the throat, as long as the other places, it's okay. But it's just interesting to see that mic in his hand, and it's just, you could tell that I think that's so interesting. You know, I'm a vocal nerd like that. I love that stuff. Notice that stuff, and I mean, that's incredible to me. Sustainable. A G5 still with the bright tone. I mean, the open throat still wide open, vibrato still consistent. And how long did he hold that, man? I mean, it's ridiculous. The support. I mean, it's just inhuman. Ooh, that's powerful. These Middle Eastern runs, these riffs, yo, that he's using, I mean, incredible. And he's doing it this high up in his range. It's just, it tells you that he's not only, he can not only just hit these ridiculous notes with perfect technique, really. He's got room. He's got room to play up there at the same time, and breath left to do these sick Middle Eastern riffs. I love it. Sing. does that note come out of this same dude who was just hitting that? I don't understand. And it's not just that he's hitting it, but the amount of power and weight, the darkness on that head voice. It's like I always say, like a opera woman in her 50s who's been singing opera since she was a little girl. He's got that heavy, dark, warm tone, that heaviness, and his vibrato even is slower, and it's totally blows my mind. I mean, perfect. That right there was my favorite of his head voices thus far. I actually like the tone on that one. Very pleasing to the ear. Heavenly. The resonance. Sustain the note. Beautiful, beautiful stuff. Here with that. Get out of here with that ring and that whistle. I mean, he darn near the dog range, like only dogs and cats can hear this joint. I mean, I'm barely perceiving these notes at this point, honestly. I gotta hear that last one again. Dog, in fact, last two, why not? Unbelievable. That's just unbelievable. That C8 was, I mean, and it was still, even though we're reaching levels where it becomes harder for human ears to even perceive it, it was still a very sharp, had a very sharp ring to it. And I mean, it was inhuman. It really was inhuman. I've never heard anyone hit a note that high, ever. Absolutely bananas for a human to be able to do that. I'm just, what can you say? I mean, that's what he's vocal just for a reason. You know what I'm saying? The same man who was hitting that, frankly frightening vocal fry, and is the same man who was hitting that note, and the same man who's hitting that dark, very warm, heavy, operatic head voice and hitting that C5, which sound totally different as far as tone is concerned than the notes he was hitting in the fourth octave. I mean, just inhuman. What can I'm darn near speechless. I mean, the man, and I love that I'm hearing more of his agility throughout this video. In those his Middle Eastern runs, he's quite proficient with those. In fact, I believe pretty much every run I heard from him here was Middle Eastern style, and I would love to hear more of that. I would love to, if there is a compilation of just him running and riffing, I would love to hear that, because I don't really hear much of him doing that. But I was very impressed and intrigued with his agility and his style of doing it. Even when he was hitting the G5, them G5s, he was still doing that melisma in the midst of sustaining. Perfect. Just his technique is just, I mean, it's perfect. I mean, it always supported, always with that consistent vibrato, always a bright sound when he's belting, mixing. Even as his mix gets heavier and heavier, it's still that bright, open sound that he has. And I mean, no sign of strain or struggle. I mean, just over pushing. I mean, and it's completely unnatural. It really is. It's totally unnatural. He is a legit vocal prodigy. I really do think he is, and he is super young. I mean, it's incredible. The whistles were ridiculous. The head voice again was ridiculous. The mid belts, the high belts, I mean, ridiculous. The low notes were just frighteningly ridiculous. The Vocal Magician. Thank you for liking and subscribing, and please continue to more of your favorites.